The unforgiving landscape of Joshua Tree National Park was meant to be a final, serene escape for Marcus and Jenna Dinger. He was a 42-year-old business consultant, and she was 7 months pregnant with their first child. This baby moon was a planned weekend of quiet, a chance to connect with each other before their lives were forever changed. Their last communication was a snapshot of pure, unadulterated joy. It was a selfie sent to Jenna's sister, Chloe, and it perfectly captured the essence of their trip. In the photo, Jenna, her blue sweater stretching over a prominent baby bump, was all smiles beside a vibrant lime green tent. Marcus was kneeling behind her, one arm around her waist, a protective and joyful grin on his face. Chloe replied with a flurry of heart emojis and a gentle, sisterly reminder to stay hydrated. She fell asleep that night picturing the couple tucked cozily into their sleeping bags, bathed in the soft glow of a star-filled desert sky. The next day, the plan was simple: a noon check-in call. By 1 o'clock, Chloe's phone remained silent. By 3, her casual concern had curdled into a cold, hard dread. Calls to both Marcus's and Jenna's phones went straight to voicemail. The silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the cheerful voice messages she was used to hearing. Panic tightening her throat, she immediately reported the missing, heavily pregnant couple to the National Park Service. She forwarded the last photo, the one that now seemed so heartbreakingly poignant, and gave them the make of their vehicle, a white Ram ProMaster camper van. 2 rangers were dispatched to the park that same evening, their search focused on the area where the couple's campsite should be. The rangers found the scene exactly as the photo had depicted it. The camper van parked neatly on a level patch of ground, the lime green tent a short distance away. 2 camping chairs were angled toward a fire pit that had never been used, its black charcoal a silent testament to a fire that never burned. The tent flap was meticulously zipped shut, the sleeping bags inside laid out as if for a peaceful night's rest. The camper's doors were locked. A quick look through the windows revealed the couple's wallets, driver's licenses, a secondary cell phone, and a bottle of prenatal vitamins, all neatly in place. There was no evidence of a struggle, no blood, nothing to suggest a crime had occurred. It was as if the couple had simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. The scene was eerily immaculate, a perfect tableau of a life interrupted. The eerie lack of a struggle left investigators baffled. Sheriff's deputies cordoned off the area, and with the help of a locksmith, they gained entry into the van without having to break a window. The interior was spotless, immaculate. The primary smartphone used to send the last photo was missing, but everything else, the wallets, the personal effects, was left behind. An intentional act of abandonment or a sign of something far more sinister? The case quickly drew media attention, and the mystery of the vanishing Dinger couple captivated a nation. The media portrayed it as a tragic mystery, a case of a young couple lost to the vast, unforgiving desert. Initial theories of a simple disappearance or an unfortunate hiking accident were quickly dismissed. The couple had left their wallets and vital identification behind, a highly unusual choice for anyone intending to leave voluntarily. 2 days later, a financial crimes analyst, sifting through Marcus's digital footprint, uncovered a massive, high-interest debt owed to a network of private lenders. This revelation offered a compelling motive for the couple to disappear, sparking the theory that Marcus had orchestrated a plan to flee from his financial obligations. The theory gained traction when a gas station attendant in a nearby town reported selling a burner phone, a wad of crumpled cash, and a road atlas to a nervous man who matched Marcus's description. The narrative shifted from a tragic disappearance to a calculated flight, a desperate act by a man cornered by his own financial missteps. Chloe, however, refused to believe that Marcus would abandon his pregnant wife. She clung to the hope that they were still alive, somewhere, and that the truth was yet to be uncovered. Months turned into a year, then 2, and the campsite where the Dingers were last seen remained frozen in time. The case grew cold, and the public's fascination waned. Yet the case was far from over. In 2017, a rookie deputy tasked with inventorying the impounded camper noticed a subtle, almost invisible seam in a custom-built cabinet. His curiosity piqued, he pressed on the seam, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside, he found a sealed map tube. The contents were a revelation. Professional-grade geological surveys of a remote, mineral-rich sector of the park, annotated with handwritten notes on pegmatite dikes and rare earth deposits. This was no amateur camping trip. This was evidence of a secret, illegal mining operation. The discovery of the surveys shattered the fugitive theory and reshaped the entire investigation. Marcus wasn't a man running from debt. He was a prospector operating a clandestine mining venture in a protected national park. The hidden compartment, the detailed maps, and the missing cell phone all pointed to a different kind of crime, a secret life that Marcus had hidden from everyone, including his pregnant wife. The new evidence offered a fresh perspective, suggesting that the Dingers didn't simply vanish, but were likely caught up in a dangerous, illicit enterprise. The mystery of what truly happened to Marcus, Jenna, and their unborn child in the unforgiving desert was reopened, and a new search for answers began. What had they found out there, and who else knew about it? The truth, it seemed, was buried in the desert's unforgiving landscape, a secret hidden as deep as the rare minerals Marcus was seeking. The revelation of Marcus's secret life cast a new, unsettling light on every aspect of the case. The perfectly preserved campsite, once a symbol of a couple's peaceful departure, now felt like a carefully staged scene. The lack of struggle was no longer a mystery, but a chilling clue. It suggested that whatever had happened to them, it had been swift and had not been a random act of violence. The Dingers hadn't simply wandered off or met with an unfortunate accident. They had been involved in something far more complex and dangerous. The notes on the geological surveys were meticulous, indicating that Marcus had been planning this for a long time. The pegmatite dikes he had marked were known to contain rare earth elements, highly valuable minerals used in modern technology. This wasn't a casual hobby. It was a high-stakes, illegal operation that could have made him a fortune. The focus of the investigation shifted from a search and rescue to a criminal investigation. Now investigators had to consider the possibility that the Dingers had been abducted, or worse, killed, by someone else involved in the illegal mining operation. The discovery of the burner phone and the road atlas, once seen as proof of Marcus's flight, now took on a different meaning. Perhaps he wasn't running from his debt, but from someone who had discovered his secret. Or maybe he had been on his way to meet a contact, a rendezvous that had gone terribly wrong. The crumpled cash in the atlas suggested a sense of urgency, a plan being executed on the fly. The case was assigned a new lead detective, a seasoned investigator with a background in organized crime. He theorized that Marcus might have been double-crossed by a partner, or that a rival group had discovered his operation and decided to take it over. The desert, he knew, was a lawless place for those who operated outside the law. The remote location of the mine, combined with the extreme heat and harsh conditions, made it a perfect place for a crime to be committed with little to no chance of discovery. The fact that the Dingers' bodies had never been found was not a surprise. The desert was a vast and merciless burial ground. The police revisited the gas station attendant who had sold Marcus the burner phone. They showed him a series of photos, but he was unable to identify a second person with Marcus. However, he did recall that Marcus had seemed nervous and was constantly looking over his shoulder. This small detail, once an insignificant part of the narrative, now supported the theory of a man on the run not from his debts, but from a tangible, immediate threat. The police began to dig into Marcus's business dealings, looking for any connections to the world of illegal mining or any shady characters who might have been involved in his secret venture. They found that his consulting firm was a front for a series of shell companies, all of which were used to funnel money into various investments, some of which were in remote areas known for their mineral deposits. The financial debt that had seemed so compelling before was now viewed as a potential cover story, a way for Marcus to explain away his sudden disappearance should anyone start to look too closely at his finances. Chloe, who had never given up hope, was devastated by the new findings. The image of her brother-in-law as a victim was now replaced by the unsettling portrait of a man with a secret life, a man who had put his pregnant wife and unborn child in mortal danger. She couldn't understand why he would risk everything for a get-rich-quick scheme. The pain of their disappearance was now compounded by the bitter taste of betrayal. She had always believed that Marcus loved Jenna unconditionally, and now she had to question everything she knew about him. The police, armed with the new evidence, launched a massive search of the remote, mineral-rich sector of the park that Marcus had marked on his maps. They used drones equipped with thermal imaging cameras, ground-penetrating radar, and cadaver dogs. The search was arduous and painstaking, but they were determined to find the truth, to bring closure to the Dinger family. The search lasted for months, but they found nothing. The desert held its secrets close, its vastness and unforgiving nature a perfect accomplice to a crime. The case eventually went cold again, but this time it was different. The police knew what had likely happened to the Dingers, they just couldn't prove it. The case remained open, a cold case file filled with geological surveys, financial records, and the heartbreaking selfie of a couple who had vanished into the desert, their secret life lost to the sands of time. The mystery of the vanishing Dinger family was no longer a simple case of a couple lost to the desert, but a complex web of lies, deceit, and danger, all hidden beneath the veneer of a peaceful camping trip.